Yo, what's up, guys? So this has been one crazy week. A lot of things going on in tech that I was reading, when I had my downtime. So I just kind of want to roll all those into one video. But I also, you guys know me, I'm transparent, right? I'll share anything with you guys, really, if I think it's cool and that you guys will have a laugh at it. So a lot of you guys can laugh at me today because this past week, and before I go any further, shout out to Justin and Brandon. These are two of my coworkers. They're really awesome guys, and they were really helping me to understand iOS a lot more than what I already know. So that way I can potentially grow within the company that I work for. So big shout out to them. They're very helpful. Reason is because obviously, like I can get real nitty gritty with Android, but I can't really say that for iOS because I don't have an iPhone. I don't use them. It's not, okay, it is kind of a biased reason, but it's not one that overshadows, what I do here on YouTube. So, but yeah, big shout out to them. So yes, guys, I've been learning a little bit more about iOS than like the basic stuff like iCloud and, all that kind of things. But anyways, going forward, so we have some interesting things that's happening. One, Samsung is going to do away with the J series, and I'm not actually mad about that. I think that's a really good idea. Some of you guys may disagree, those who are big fans of the J series, but it kind of does make sense. Because one of the things that Samsung has failed with their product line is that they don't put enough time or effort or originality into their mid-range budget-end phones. So we know Samsung that's like on the heels, always competing with Apple, and so they put a lot of effort into their flagships such as the S series and the Note series. And then they try to come up with weird things like a foldable Samsung phone. But when it comes down to their budget end and their mid-range, they don't really focus on that. It's like they kind of just take last year's model and make it this year's model, change the design of the hardware, and then put maybe one or two minor things, and like boom, look, it's an updated version of last year. It doesn't work that way. And so the way I see it is that Samsung is very spread out. So this is kind of a good idea for Samsung to kind of go away with that. I mean, they are bringing the M series, and that's what they said why they're kind of getting rid of the J series. But then I guess what would be considered their mid-range and budget end would be the A series, which I'm not too angry with that. The A series I've liked since the 2016 versions. I mean, when I saw reviews on the A5, the A7, and A9, I was like, wow, the A9 was a super huge phone in 2016. So I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And it kind of has like a modern look because they were Unibody design. They were made out of aluminum or metal, and they had biometric reading, which is some of the things that consumers who like the J series wanted those features. They wanted a more premium feel. They wanted biometric reading. So I mean, see that in the A series, and then the A series kind of just slide over and take over the space where the J series was. It's not a bad idea. Consolidation is good for a major company like Samsung, so that way they can actually focus on the things that really matter for their consumers. Just saying. The iPhone XR getting some bad rap from people, and one thing I think is pretty cool that somebody mentioned was that you could, for a lot cheaper than $749, go and get you an iPhone 6s, which has some specs that's a little bit better than the iPhone XR. I mean, obviously it doesn't have the A12 Bionic chip, but it still performs good. And of course, the fact that iOS 12 has been released to standardize devices from iPhone 5s all the way to current means you're not really going to be missing out on a lot of things. I think one of the things that people were complaining about with the iPhone XR is its liquid retina display. Obviously, being a 720p display, people were kind of upset with that, and it's not even AMOLED. Just people are just upset about that, and I get it. People are spec heads, and so the specs can deter them from buying a phone. But I mean, again, one of the greatest argument points about that is that there is options out there. You have options still. If you're an iOS diehard lover, you still have options because there are iPhones that are nearly spec the same as the iPhone XR, or probably perform better than the iPhone XR, or have a better display, and you can get those instead of getting the iPhone XR. So that's like the good thing about it, that you have options, right? Remember that. Last thing I wanted to kind of just make mention of is the dawn of 5G. So we're about to hit October here in a week and a half or less, and we're almost to the end of the year where companies have already stated that in the beginning of 2019 they're going to be releasing their 5G. Now, how this benefits a lot of you guys on prepaid is that mostly everyone's going to be chasing down 5G, right? Because obviously 1 gigabit download, upload, people are going to want that speed. Now, here's the thing about it, and this is good, and I'm going to call it right now. When 5G first comes out, it is not going to be that fast. The reason being is that as soon as it's released, people are already right now buying devices that are 5G enabled. So once that network goes live, it is going to be jam-packed, because the same thing happened with LTE when it first came out, and it took a while for companies to really build out their LTE network before it started to run steady. And I say steady and not smooth because a lot of us are on LTE right now. LTE is the norms, and so just about anyone with a phone is on LTE, unless you're one of those flip phones or just basic cell phones, what I call them. I don't call them dumb phones. I never understood why people call them dumb phones. They're not dumb. I would call a phone a dumb phone if I dialed a number and it called the wrong number. They're just basic cell phones. What we have are smartphones, and they call them smartphones because they're microcomputers. But yeah, basic cell phones are not, just to me, they're not dumb phones. But anyhow, so when 5G does come out, it's going to benefit us because the LTE network is going to be alleviated of a lot of consumers, a lot of customers. And so those people who are still using LTE-enabled devices are going to experience a data hike when using LTE network, because one, they're not on 5G, so they're not fighting everybody else for their spot in the 5G highway when they're on the LTE highway where the lanes are steadily smooth, no traffic, just going to your destination on the WeatherNet. And so, that is going to be a big benefit for you guys. And yeah, so I believe that's going to happen. It was said on the live stream that I was on with John, the main Juan, and Mill Hustles, and TK ended up showing up later on, and he actually talked about that, and I agree with him. And that's why I'm sharing it with you guys, because that's the way I see it's going to go. I mean, I fully believe that that's how it's going to be. LTE is going to be much, much, much faster once 5G comes out, only because most of the people that have to be with the latest and greatest are going to chase down data plans for that. They're going to throw their hard-earned cash for that. And yeah, for people like me who just kind of just maintain on a budget, that's going to be kudos and benefits for me, because I'll be able to use LTE, stream video on YouTube, listen to music, do my everyday thing, and yeah, no problem at all. Besides, if everyone's like, well, how are you going to upload videos to YouTube? I got home Wi-Fi to do that. And when I upload videos, I don't do it on the fly when I'm out there. I do it when I'm home. So yeah, that's not going to it's not going to hinder my experience with my smartphone. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I don't know if John and CV Tech and Mill Hustles and all them is going to do a live broadcast tonight. If they do, and it's around the time that I am actually free and not, in any type of engagement or anything like that, then yes, I will join John's live stream again tonight and hang out with them for a little while. If I'm not able to, I apologize, but I'm going to try to make the time. I'll probably reach out to them here in a little bit and find out when they're going to do it, and then see and plan that out. So other than that, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like to let me know. Leave a comment on all of those topics that I talked about. Just give me your feedback on it, and yeah, I'll read them after you guys post them. So big ups to you guys. Happy Aloha Friday, and I'll talk to y'all later.